Okay, Bezrat Hashem, tonight we're going to talk about the power of giving. Welcome everybody, thank you for coming. Baruch Hashem, I'm happy to be here again this week before Purim. So that's why I choose this topic on the power of giving, that this is our opportunity in Purim. Tanot le'avyonim, machatzit shekel. This is the time that kol haposhet yad notnim lo. So tonight, Bezrat Hashem, we're going to discuss what is exactly the power of giving. What's the difference between a person giver to a person that he's generous? It's two different things. What's the difference between Ba'al Netina, a person who likes to give all the time, or Ba'al Chesed? It's not the same. So we're going to see what's the difference. The same thing, we have generosity and we have giving. What's the difference? It's not the same word. Another things that we have to discuss, what we can get, why we need to give. What is the law of this universe? What is Hashem put in this world, this power of giving, that everybody needs to give to each other. All the world. We cannot stop it. In order to keep the world exist and stable, everybody needs to give to each other. Everybody is by the nature. Even our bodies function like that. All our evarim, parts in our body, like giving to each other. Okay? In the nature, built in the nature to give to each other. But the question is why? I work so hard for my money. I'm sweating. And I'm putting all my life for my work or whatever I'm doing. What should I give to a person that is not my friend, a stranger, or even is my friend? What should I help? What should I spend time or spend my money or anything else? It's something like doesn't make sense, right? And more than that, you command me to give. If I want, I can give. Why? It's something that in our essence, במהות של היהודי, של העם היהודי, in our essence, that we must give. If you don't give, you got a problem. Why? If I'm not giving, what's the problem? I want to work for myself. I want to take care of my family and my life. I don't want to take care of anybody. I don't want to spend time to visit people. I don't want to spend time to teach people, to help people, to support people. I don't want to help anybody. Why it's so important to give? More than that, in the end of the shiur, Bezrat Hashem, we're going to talk about the ma'ala of the tzedakah. How much power we have when we give tzedakah, when we're doing chesed from our heart. How much power we got, and what is the sgula for good wealth. Good parnasa, if you give, you're going to get more. When we'll learn that? We have many examples from the Torah, from the Gemara, from the Zohar. We're going to talk about all of that. So let's start. So first of all, what's the difference between a giver and a person who is generous? What's the difference? Who knows? Giving and generosity. Well, what's the difference? What do you think?
I'm just thinking maybe one wants to do it, the other one feels he has to do it.
Very nice, close, very nice. What do you think? בעברית, generosity is כמו אדיב, נדיב. It's אדיב, it's much more graceness, the אדיבות. But generous, it's someone who nadiv. What's the difference? The difference between a giver and a person who is generous. We have another word like benevolence. This is a person who like to do gmilut chasadim, person who is above a giver. Okay? So the difference is, what do you say before? When I give, I can give, or I can do it, but it's not 100% from my heart. First of all, I'm a giver, but I have interest inside this giver. Well, we're going to talk about it. My giving is not 100% just to give. It's not coming 100% from my heart. It's because of 1, 2, 3 reasons. It's with condition. Generosity is without condition, unlimited. And more than that, a giver only, I will give something that I don't need, or I have extra money, or I have extra time, but I'm not gonna give over my time. I'm not gonna spend time, quality time, with somebody else instead of to spend it with my wife and my children. I'm not gonna give you my favorite phone, my favorite steak, my favorite things, okay? When I'm a giver, I can give whatever I have, but my favorite things, I'm not gonna get generous. Okay, take mine, it's yours. Sheli, shelcha, shelcha, sheli. We're gonna talk about it also, about the Mishnah in Avot, Arba dargot benotnei tzedakah. So, the power of giving, first of all, the power of giving, this is the only things that you can receive more than what you have. When you giver, you're receiving more than you give, first of all, and more than that you have. And whatever you give, the law of this universe, achok babriya, as much as you give, you're getting back. Right? You enrich yourself by giving. You enrich yourself. It's a circle. Whatever you give, it's like shlach lachmecha al pnei hamayim, ki birvot hayamim titzayenu. It's like a seed. You plant it here, you never know when it's going to come back to you. You're helping me. Sometimes you think, what should I spend time? I give him $360, I give him $1,000. Maybe I spend my time. I don't know what this rabbi, this organization do with my money. I don't know. No, it's not working like that. It's whatever you give, you get it back. This is the law of this universe. But we're going to see, according to the Torah, how the Torah talk about it. Okay? לקחו לי תרומה, נתנו לי תרומה, we're going to talk about it. Yes?
Yeah, so the Torah says, ונתנו, you can read it upside.
Yeah, ונתנו, יפה, we're going to talk about it. Exactly.
It's interesting. When they give the jewelry, it's called nadib.
What?
When the women give the jewelry, so they call it nadib libo.
נכון, יפה מאוד. You see that this is the favorite things. You see what's the difference? So let's see what is the Michtav Eliyahu said. What is the power of giving? What we need to give? Why does Hashem wants us to be a giver? How it's part of our tikkun and our mission in this world. Each one of us have something to contribute in this world. That's what we're all different. We're all different skills, different knowledge, different capability. So each one of us can give and contribute to this world something else in the different areas in life. That's why we cannot do anything without the person who makes the lights in the street, or a person who gives the mail, or a person who makes the bread in the bakery 2 a.m. and all the world is working like that. What is Hashem create this world that we always depending on somebody else? We cannot live our life by ourselves. We cannot do anything, actually. Somebody is making a car, somebody is making the food, somebody is driving in the shipping truck, right? The world working like that. So how it started and why it's so important. So listen, before we're going to get to the Rabbi Eliyahu Midisler, Michtav Eliyahu, the giving is one of the Sheva Sefirot, one of the 7 Sefirot, according to the Kabbalah, called Chesed. We have Chesed the Chesed, we have Chesed the Gevurah, and we have Gevurah the Chesed, right? We have Chagat Na'i, Chesed, Gevurah, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yisod, Malchut. I'm not going to talk about the Kabbalah now, just talk about the Chesed. What is a Chesed? Is a person who gives all the time, without condition, unlimited. Chesed the Gevurah, it's a Chesed with limited. I'm not going to give to everybody. I'm not going to give all the time. I'm not going to give in certain ways and in certain people. This is chesed de gevurah. If a person I know that he's going to use my money for drugs, for example, I'm not going to give it. A person who have chesed is unlimited. So chesed giving, this is one of the midot, the hardest midot that it's very hard to get and to work on, more than the mitzvot. Chazal said that the avodat hamidot, it's much higher and much harder than to keep Torah and mitzvot, to learn Torah. Why? Because it's something that opposite in our nature. What is our nature? To be a receiver. To be a taker. Most of the people in the world, and soon we're going to talk about it, we are a taker. In different ways and in different places, if you can identify yourself and check yourself, even you're a giver, even you give to people, we all receiving. We all taking more than what we give. Why? Why it's so important to give? And how the power of giving can change our life, change our environment, our happiness, our satisfaction, our relationship, our connection with people, how we can get the bond with people by giving. Chazal said according to Kabbalah that each one of us, we born as with the egoism. Egoism, which means that I'm taking care of myself. I don't care for people around me. I mean, I do care only when they need my help. But first of all, it's me. Me. It's not the person, the people around me. And according to Torah, Hashem wants us to be what? The life is not about me, it's about we. This is another word, what Hashem wants. Ve'ahavta le'archa kamocha, which means whatever you get, Hashem wants you to feel the same excitement, the same encouragement that you've taken care of about yourself, taking care about your friend. How do you know what is my friend's needs? Ve'ahavta le'archa what? Kamocha. Whatever you need, whatever you like, whatever you want to be treated, the same thing you need to treat your friend, and the same thing you need to support your friend, and help him, to take care of him. But when somebody picks up the phone and asks us help, listen, I'm with my wife, I'm busy, right? It's very hard for us to jump. But after the simple level, it's to love and to take care of my friend like I'm taking care of myself. So what is ve'ahavta? People today, this is where we're going to keep it to the shiur B'ezrat Hashem about love and relationship, but for one short, brief moment, I want to talk about what is love. Ve'ahavta l'cha kamocha. People think, I love Coke, I love steak, I love this restaurant. Love, today, people translate the word ahava, ta'ava. I love because I like it, I have desire. I would like to enjoy it. It's not love.
Material.
It's not just the material. It's about to get in pleasure. It's about enjoying for these things. If you love a fish, you're not going to eat the fish, right? You love yourself. It's like the famous story, Dayag ohev dagim. But ahava, when I said ve'ahavta l'cha kamocha, it's not today. People think, yeah, my friends love me. I have a lot of friends who love me. Or I love my wife loves me. So why when we got a trouble and you got the problems in Shlom Bayit, you almost find yourself getting divorced, chas v'shalom? Why? Because it's all about interest. When you're missing this interest, when you don't get what you want, you're all sharing the same interest. She got whatever she wants, and you got whatever she wants. When you got a problem in the middle, you don't mind you didn't build anything. Love, it's exactly Gematria 13. Why 13? Gematria Echad. Ahava, this is Achdut, unity. If you don't feel unity, which means that we are the same people. We are not different. We are in different bodies, but we are in the same neshama. This is the power of love. If you are not in this level with your wife or with the other person that is your friend, or you call it that he loves you or something like that, if you're not going to do anything for your friend or for your wife, it's not called love. It's called what? Interest. Whatever you get, so we always have expectation, you want to get something. So when we say ve'ahavta l'cha kamocha, I need to take care of somebody else around me, the same thing that I'm taking care of myself, this is la ve'ahavta. That's the level that Hashem wants us to be. It's very hard. Who can be there? Right? And this is one of the difference between Baal Chesed and Baal Netina. What's the difference? You know what's the difference? A person who is a giver. When Avraham Avinu came to this world and he created the Midah of Chesed, a person who is a giver, he can give a lot of money, millions of dollars to many organizations, many places. He can spend his entire life, 20, 30 years by giving. But he's still what? He's still feel here, and the receiver is here. I give it to you. No? Because of me, I did it for you, or because, right? I'm here. You are the, not misken, but the receiver. I'm the person who give it to you. I'm here, you're here. No, Baal Chesed is a person who gives no matter what, unconditionally, but he feels that it's not like I am here and you're here and I'm giving it to you. We are equal, we are the same neshama. It's like the right hand give to the left hand. This is Baal Chesed. When I give to a person, I don't feel it. What do you mean? Thank you, thank you. You don't have to thank me. It's like, it's supposed to be obvious. It's supposed to be automatically. That's what we need to feel. That's the level that Hashem wants us to be united, to feel that we are the same neshama. We're sharing the same goal. We are having the same mission, the same Torah. When we are not there, we can be a giver, but we're not Baal Chesed. Chesed, when Hashem wants us to be, Baal Chesed, we're equal. I don't feel to spend hours and hours by making you shlom bayit and spend hours to go to your house and spend hours to give money for you and to give you connections and help you and whatever. I don't feel it. It's like I'm supposed to be there. What do you mean? We're all the same. We're the same boat. We're the same neshama. You got it? This is a Baal Chesed. So Baal HaSulam explained exactly why all of us, we created with this will of being receiver. This will, koach ratzon lekabel. Lama? Why did Hashem give us this will? Hashem potech et yadecha u'masbiah lechol chai ratzon. Hashem give us the will. Hashem give us the ratzon. Ratzon what? To receive. So if Hashem wants me to be a giver, how I'm supposed, He created me as a receiver, as a taker, and then what? He wants me to work on myself, to work on my nature, to work on my essence, and to be what? A giver. How? So what do you create me like that? Baal HaSulam explained like that. And also the Ramchal, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when Hashem created the world, Ratzon HaTov Le'etiv, Hashem is the Almighty, that He is the 100% a giver. He is the 100% a giver, and in order to receive His abundance, לקבל את השפע ממנו, we need to be a receiver. But you cannot be a receiver only by being like him. I give you an example. It's called, according to Kabbalah, השוואת הצורה. I'm going to explain it. It's a little bit profound, a little bit deeper. עמוק קצת, אבל but when you get this point, it's amazing. It's amazing to understand how exactly Hashem created the world and what is the power of giving. Okay? So Hashem created a world like that. Hashem give us the will, but the will is not for this goal that we need to be a receiver. The will that Hashem give us, the koach haratzon, it's to enjoy what we get. If I'm going to give you something that you don't want, you're not going to enjoy it. Right? I'm going to give you Chinese food that you don't like it right now. You're not going to enjoy it as much as it's going to be delicious, right? I'm going to give you something that you don't want. If you don't have the koach haratzon, you're not going to enjoy it. And Hashem haratzon atov le'etiv, Hashem wants us to enjoy. Hashem give us the will to want things. To want what? To enjoy. To want to receive. But what we need to do with that, we forget that Hashem created the koach haratzon just to create the ability to enjoy. But not, Hashem doesn't want us to stuck here with this will of being receiver. You got what I'm saying? Again, Hashem created the world. Hashem created the world with this essence, and Hashem built up in our body, in our soul, in our nefesh, our psyche. Hashem give us the power, koach haratzon, to what? To receive, to desire, to have temptation. I want money, I want cars, I want a beautiful house, I want a good restaurant, I want to go, I want to travel. For what? Not to receive, just to be able to enjoy. But what we got, we stuck here as a receiver. So we're always looking for receive, love, hugs, attention, honor, right? We're trying to receive from people. But what we need to give, Hashem said that I give you the power to receive, the desire to be a taker, but not to be stuck with this taker. You need to what? To work on yourself to be a giver. What do you mean? You just the hose. The hose is that you know. As long as you know you're in a spiritual level that you know that there is nothing belong to you. You just, it's like somebody deposit in your bank account, but the bank account is not you. We're sharing the same money. We're sharing the same values, the same things. So you just the vessel to give to others. You understand what I'm saying? Adam wakli. But how you can create a vessel to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu only by being like him. Omer Baal HaSulam like that. The Gemara said, in Ketubot, Kufid Aleph Amud Bet, the Gemara said, Ma'u Chanun afata Chanun, ve'alachta bidracha, ve'davakta bo, bo titbakun. The Gemara said, how can we stick with the HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Aleo shechlau. Right? The Gemara also in Sotah, the Fidaled, the Gemara said, Ma'u Chanun afata Chanun. He have a mercy, also I need to have a mercy. He is a giver. Ma'u gomel chasadim? Gam ata gomel chasadim. Only by being like HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we can connect to him. We're sharing the same vessel, and then we become a vessel to receive the light from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and then we become a happy person. We get in the satisfaction only by being a giver. Check it with yourself. What's make you happy? When you help a person to cross the street, when you visit a sick person, when you spend hours with a couple that are going to get divorced, when you give shiur over there, when you help this person, when whatever you help, wow, I helped them. Look, because of me, right? It makes you happy. Why? Why? Because you make the vessel of being a giver by behaving like a Kadosh Baruch Hu, and then you're receiving the light, the internal light. The or anitzchi. But when you become a taker, you take from people money, honor, kavod, whatever, connection. Yes, I got from here, I got this now, skills, I learned from this guy. In the same moment, you get in a little bit of light, but then you become a darkness. You become sad, you become depressed. People who always receive from people, they are not giver, they're always depressed, always complaining. They're never happy, never satisfied. It could be your spouse, it could be opposite, your husband or your wife. She's always wants to get from her husband. He's working day and night. She always taking the visa, like in the Megillah, visa lo shalchu et yadam. Right? They also have a visa. So she always take when he's not giving her the credit card or the money or whatever, he's not helping her. She start yelling at him. What happened? Or opposite, he wants to receive from his wife. Hot lunch and doing laundry and taking care of the kids and all the time. He's not doing anything. When she's not doing, so he's become a taker. When you become a taker, you literally turn off your light in your neshama. Because what? Because when Baal HaSulam explained, you are not creating a vessel. Because you are not the same of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So you blocking, vessels are clean. You're blocking the abundance to come from Hashem. Hashem is a giver. You need to connect the right charger to be the same charger of Apple and not charger from Galaxy or Samsung. It's not going to be connected. As much as you can. Maybe it's going to be connected a fake charger for a moment. But if you would like to receive the abundance, the real light, and stays forever, you see people who give, always happy, always have ambition, have energy, always. Right? How? But they spend most of the time for others because they're always connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They're connecting to this light. So always, their neshama. When you're a giver, when you're a giver, you don't need alarm to wake you up in the morning because you always have a reason to wake up. When you're a receiver, so whatever you do, it's like, you know what? I don't want to wake up to work. I don't want to do. What? What do you want to say?
How do you keep people from taking advantage of that?
Yeah, we're gonna get to it. Soon I'm going to take how to be a giver with the limit. This is the giveaway. It has to be with the limit. I'm gonna get to it. But first of all, I want to build first of all to understand what is the giver, and then how we can manifest it to our life. Okay? So how can we change our behavior by being taker to be a giver? How? First of all, we're creating the vessel by giving. And whatever we receive, even we receive from people help us, people give us, people supporting us, we're just a vessel to give others. I'm learning, okay, to get the knowledge. I'm learning for myself, but I'm thinking what I'm going to teach, what I'm going to share with people, what I'm going to do with that. I'm making meals and I'm making money, and how many people I can help, how many families I can support this month. A generous person is not by saying I'm giving and contribute and I give a donation. How many checks you write every month? How many people you give but when nobody knows? This is the generosity. When you become a giver, whatever you get, you getting, but you getting in order to give. This is netina, lekicha letzorech netina. You are taker, you're making an action of taking, but what? For what? For giving. But there is exactly opposite way. A person who is a giver, you can see a lot of Ba'alei Chesed. You can see a lot of people generous. A lot of people giving and giving and giving, but they're actually taking. Why? Because when they give with the interest. They give because they have a reason. They give because they want to get something. Honor, kavod, connections, appreciation. You can wash the floor in your house, right? Because you want to ask for your wife that you want to go with your friends to spend for a trip or something. So you're a giver, you're a taker. You can help her to wash the dishes and put the kids to sleep and do a lot of things, but you have,
unconditionally.
So you always have interest inside. So always you need to identify yourself where you are. You're a giver or you're a taker. I remember 4 years ago, I've been in the course in Los Angeles, a coaching course. One of the powerful sessions that we had there, it's about giving. The coach put all of us, we were like 30 people on the circle, and he asked us, who is the giver and who is the taker? Raise your hand. Giver, giver, giver. Everybody say it. Almost everybody out of 30, 28 people said we are a giver. Yeah, we're a giver in our community, in our church, in our place, in our family. Giver, 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 giver. Okay. He said now each one of you needs to stand and point in everybody, like one by one, to say by yourself how this person looks for you, like how you look at this person as a giver, as a taker. So this person say like that and like that, and then we need to count how many people think about us that we are a taker or a giver. And
you have to give a speech or just by look?
No, you got to go like that. Giver, 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 taker. And you, by yourself, you write in how many people choose you as a giver, how many people choose you as a taker. Okay, was very, very interesting. And then people... And then after half an hour, the trainer gets up, and then he starts to shoot us. Taker, 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 taker. Everybody like, what taker? What are you talking about? All of you, taker. He said, what are you talking about? We are giving, we're giving. No. Think about it. He said, when you give unconditionally. You give without any interest, without any, to get anything for this person. Or you always have in mind what I'm getting, what I'm going to this place, what I'm talking to this person. I really care about this person. I really care about this place. I really care about my business, about my relationship, what I'm taking care of my wife, what I'm give her a compliment because you want to get something, or will you really love her? What are you helping her? What are you helping? It's all about. Listen, when I got there, I was shocked. Since there, every time when I'm going and I'm doing something, what am I doing here? I'm really here? I'm 100% here? We cannot be 100%, right? We all, that's the world that is working like that, to give encouragement by getting something. You cannot, only the tzaddikim 100% a giver, right? Oh, but he gives me a little bit of feedback. What are you doing for giving 100%? By caring, by having this passion and this love, or this things that you want to share with people? Or we always, you pretending as a giver, you can become the greatest person, have the biggest organization, or helping to support family people, sick children, or whatever. But what do you want to get? That everybody gonna give you compliments. Wow, you're such a giver, you're such a that, or connections, or money, or I'm not even talk about what you get in benefits or percentage for these places. But this is two ways. You can be a taker, to practice it, to receive from people, but you actually, what do you have in mind? To give. So you are a giver. But you can be a giver, but what do you have in mind? What is the most the percentage that you give? Because you want to get. So you're actually a giver. A taker. You're not a giver. Okay? Two ways. אדם יכול להיות נותן, אבל בעצם לוקח. אדם יכול לקחת, אבל בעצם זה כדי לתת. I want to receive, yeah, I want to get it from people. I want to be there. I want to get something because I want to give after. So you are a giver. Even you're doing things that it's look like you're a taker. Okay? Let's say you're going to collect money from people to help this family. You collect money, you're a receiver, but what? To give. You don't get it for yourself. Even you're getting, compliments from people, whatever, but it's always to give. That's what we need to ask ourselves. Baal HaSulam said, the otiyot rasha, if you take in the word rasha, is reish, shin, ayin. Ratzon shel atzmo. A person who is rasha always think about himself. A person who is tzaddik always think about others. We cannot be 100% here. We cannot be 100% here. It's only the biggest tzaddikim. But at least you can identify yourself. How many percentages I'm here? I'm here for 80%, 90%, or I'm here for myself 90%, or for this person for 10%. Always you can check yourself where exactly you are. That's why the Torah said, in order to receive and to become the vessel, how to change your essence by being a giver, you need to learn Torah. Why? The Gemara in Shabbat, Daf Kuf Daled, the Gemara said, why Aleph before Bet, and why Bet before Gimel, and why Gimel before Daled? You know this Gemara? What is the Aleph Bet like that? The Gemara said, Aleph Bina. First of all, Aleph, it's Aleph, to learn Torah. Aleph Bina, it's to learn Torah. Gimel Daled, and then Gmol Dalim. Do Chesed. Taking care of poor people. Gemara said, the Mefarshim, Our commentaries ask, אמונה ברכה,
גזל דלות.
גזל דלות. יש גם משהו דאגה, מכיר את זה. So, why Aleph before Bet? First of all, you need to learn Torah and then Gmol Dalim. The commentaries, the Mefarshim ask a simple question. Why do I need to learn Torah in order to do Chesed? I can do Chesed without learning Torah. You see how many people doing a lot of Chesed by not learning Torah. The Gemara said no. Because you can do a lot of Chesed, but it's not called Chesed. You know, today we have Amatat Chesed. People are suffering. They disconnect the machine, and then they let them die. They call it Chesed, right? They call it Chesed because they don't want them to receive. If you don't learn Torah, you can do a lot of Chesed. You can give loan for someone. Let's take a simple example. You can give a loan to someone, right? Alva, and you want to get back $1,000 back, more than what you give him. This is ribit, interest. This is Isur from the Torah. The Gemara said, לווה ומלווה והעדים יורדים מתמוטטים נכסיהם. You're going to collapse. Why? You're taking the light, you're taking the money from a person in a forbidden way. Why? Because we're all sharing the same money. When you give to someone, it's actually you give him from your pocket, but it's not your pocket. It's just you, the owner on this ATM. But we're all sharing the same. So you not have this schut. You don't have this schut to take more than what you give him. Because actually you give him from his money. But because we all have the same money. That's the meaning behind the Isur Ribit. So if you don't learn Torah, this is Torah Chesed Al Esona.
Unless you sign it to Islam.
כן, בדיוק. We have a little bit of a combination with that. But anyway, that's what we need to learn Torah before you're doing Chesed. And then you learn how many people, who is first, Lomdei Torah, Aniyim, Aniyei Icha, the people who are around you, people who learn Torah, people who is doing that. What is the list of people that I need to give him first? What is the people that I'm not allowed to give him? This is the Gevurah of Chesed. Chesed the Gevurah, that sometimes I'm doing Chesed but not give you. It's like a person asks me, can you give me $100? I need to smoke, I need to drink alcohol. No. I'm doing Chesed the Gevurah by not giving you. This is Chesed the Gevurah. Chesed has to be with Din, which means with the filter. I cannot give anybody and anytime. Sometimes it's forbidden. It's a love, right? So today, I would like to show you what is Rabbi Eliyahu Dessler, Michtav Eliyahu Kuntres HaChesed, one of the powerful kuntrasim in Sefer Michtav Eliyahu, that he wrote the following. Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu give the Koach HaNetilah, the power of taking and receiving in this world? Why? Why we need it? Why we need... If it's something bad, why does Hashem making us like that? And what does Hashem command us to give? By me giving to you, I'm making you a taker. So I'm making you doing Averah. If I'm taking you, let's say you're not working or you're struggling, and I'm give you all the time. I'm making you as a receiver, as a taker, right? I'm a giver. I'm working on myself, but I'm making you something that is not good. What is Hashem making like that? אומר הרב דסלר, אילו לא ברא אדם חברתי לא היה בוחר בנטילה לנטילה, אלא נטילה הייתה נשללת ממנו בכוח הטבע. חפץ השם בבריאת האדם שיבחין בין טוב לרע ויתחבר בטוב. לכן נתנו לו שני הכוחות גם יחד, ויושם עליו לבחור בכוח הנתינה ולהתרחק מכוח הנטילה, וזו הצלחתו בעולם הזה ובעולם הבא. ואילו לא היו בני אדם חברתיים ולא היו צריכים זה לזה, לא הייתה אפשרות גם לתוך הנתינה, כי למי ייתן האדם אם אין לו למי לתת, אם אין לו למי יקבל. אומר רבי אליהו מדסלר, why does Hashem make us, all the world needs to dependent on each other? Why? Why Hashem cannot make us like as a giver, everybody? Because if we're going to be a giver, what I give, I cannot give to a person if there's no person who is receiving the other side. So everybody will give, but nobody take anything, so the world cannot exist. Right? That's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu give us this power, two powers, and then we can choose between a giver and a taker. And more than that, ויש אשר ייתן וגם יקבל הוא כוח הנתינה שנתינתו נובעת ממקור הטוב שבליבו, שבעד שנותן מראה כמה האדם הוא רוחני. If a person who is a giver is not just a big giver, it's showing you what is the DNA of this person. A person who is a giver is a person who has a spirit. He's a spiritual person. Why? Because a person who is living in this world, who is always connected to material, he cannot give. He thinks that it belongs to him. A person who is a giver, even is not religious, as a person who has a spirit, spiritually way, level in his characters. That's why he's a giver. He's something above the material. He doesn't care about the material. He's caring about something else. That's what the DNA of each one of us, we all have, even we created as a taker since we're born. You see my baby, she's holding my finger all the time. She, hey, Sheli is mine, right? He's age 2 or 3 years old. Oh, mine. But we all have sense of a giver. That's why, if not Omer Rabbi Eliyahu Dessler, we're never going to get married. We never have children. We're never going to do anything. That's what we all have it. Unless there's people that they don't want to get married, they don't want to have children, something unusual. But usual, all of us, most of us, we are a taker, but we have sense of giver. What we need to do to work on this sense and to make ourselves as a giver unconditionally and to give from our heart and to give by knowing that we are the same neshama. We are the same person in different bodies. So, the Rav Dessler continued and he said that the power of giving is not just to give. When you give, you creating love and connection. Only when you are a giver, you're making people falling in love with you. When you are a giver, you'll be able to connect to a person that you give. And without giving, you never can be connected to this person. אומר הרב דסלר, נתינה מולידה אהבה. אין אדם בעולם שאינו למצוא צרוח הנתינה זהירה בשמחתו. מה העניין הזה שאדם נותן בעצם חלק מעצמותו יהיה באותו אדם, וכיוון שכך יאהב את עצמו שנמצא אצל השני. You know why? You know why by being a giver you get in connection? By being a giver you become in love, you're falling in love with someone, and you're creating a bond? Because actually we all love ourselves. When I give it to you, my money, my time, whatever, you have inside of you part of me. So I love myself inside of you. That's what we're making the connection. You understand how powerful it is? That when you're a giver, you give to your wife. It's not like when you love, you give. No. When you give, you're starting to love. But if you're a giver, in order to get the love, let's say I would like to improve my relationship with my wife, my relationship with my boss, with my relationship with my community. I'm starting to become a giver, but I have in mind what? To create a love. This is not a giver, it's like a taker. Because you give to get love, to get bond, to get connection. It's not something bad. I mean, if you want to work on it, מתוך שלא לשמה יבוא לשמה. You got what I'm saying? But when you give, the love and the connection comes automatically by himself. When you give to your wife, you don't care. When you give to someone without expecting to get something, then you're creating a love. I'm just a giver. Just a giver. One day it's gonna... I'm planting the seeds.
Creating a love to them or
both. You're making that, first of all, you're making you fall in love with them. love him more and connect to this person more, because actually you love yourself. When it's like you're building something. How you love this chair, how you love this table, how you cleaning your car. Why you love your car? Spending time, spending money. It's part of you. Whatever you invest your time, invest your money, invest anything, you fall in love with these things. It could be material, it could be your house. I asked person, why are you not selling your house? He said, I cannot. I built it with money. I built it for years. I'm waiting for this. Even I don't like this house now, he cannot sell it. He's 70 years old. He doesn't want to get rid of this house. He rather to take a mortgage at a different house. Why? Because he give his heart for this house. He sweat. He spent so much for this house. It's the same thing. How you make in your relationship, you improve your relationship by giving. But if you give in order to get love, in order to get connection, you become a taker. The same thing with your children. Check with yourself. How much time you spend with the children, with your kids. Quality time. Just not because you want to get something from them, just for them. To do something, to play a soccer ball, or whatever they want to do, just for them. Even you don't want to be there. You don't want to be in this world. You don't want to be in this trip, but they want. This is a giver. Then you create in the world. So that's why we have this power of creating love, creating connection, and that's why where we learned it from the Torah. The Torah said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when he wants to create a Mishkan, he said, V'yikchu li teruma. Everybody asks the same question. Why does HaKadosh Baruch Hu needs our money to build a Mishkan? It's rabbinical. Why he needs our money? Hashem wants us to be connected. Hashem can build it in a second. Hashem, if you don't contribute your money to this community, you're not going to be connected. You see, the people are not donate or are not given to a place. It could be a community, it could be an organization, it could be in their relation, in their what? They don't feel connection. They're not there. They're just there, they have a party, barbecue, or whatever events. But if you're not there to give, you don't feel connection. That's why v'yikchu li teruma, when you give, you actually take. What do you take? You take into yourself by creating this connection. That's what the Chafetz Chaim, the famous story that one time you make a big dinner, a big gala for a yeshiva, Miradim, and he collect money for the yeshiva, and he asked for people 180. A rich guy approached her and said, Rabbi, don't worry, I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to build an entire building. $10 million, I'm going to build it. Chafetz Chaim said, no, I'm sorry, but I'm still going to knock on the doors and ask. He said, why? You're an old person. What do you need to do that? He said, no. It's not just I want to have the zchut of everybody to participate. I want it to be connected to this place. I want to feel shayachut, belonging to this place. Where is your heart? If you want to check where is your heart, where you're going to spend time and money. That's where your heart. If you don't going to do that, which means that you're not there yet. So that's why did Hashem make it like that I need to give to a person? It's like the people who always ask for money, right? They knock on the door. It could be the rabbis, it could be organization, it could be poor people. What should I need to give him? This question asked on Nostofus Tarashat Rabbi Akiva, the Gemara in Ba'abad Daf Yud, the Gemara said, why, if HaKadosh Baruch Hu loved the poor people, why he is not taking care of them? What should I need to take care of them? Why? Amar Rabbi Akiva said, because Hashem wants us to save us from being in hell. So by giving tzedakah for poor people, we're saving ourselves from the Gehenom. So, excuse me, so why the poor guy, he needs to suffer because of my Gehenom? Why he needs to suffer for 70 years by being a poor guy? Because this is the world, a circle. He needs to come as a poor. I'm not talking about his tikkun and his recognition, his gilgulim, but he needs to take care of mine. So when a person approached you and asked you for money, he's actually making you what? He's making you zchut to save your life. צדקת תציל ממוות. יותר ממה שהעשיר עושה עם העני, העני עושה עם העשיר. More than that the rich guy doing with the poor guy doing with you. So when you see a person knocking on the door, you need to be happy. Thank you for coming. This is zchut for me. Right? There's a famous story about two rabbis who knock on the door and the rich guy, and they kick him out. Get out of here. He said, listen, we have a yeshiva. We have people learning Torah. Come on, open the door. We need your help. No, get out of here. I don't give to people who are not working. Tell him to go work. They come day after. He doesn't want to open. On Tuesday morning, they knock on the door and say, come on, we have a flight tonight. We're going back to Israel. Please, help us. We need help. He said, listen, I'm going to give you donation, $100,000 to your yeshiva. But you have to be honest with me and tell me how much percent you're taking. He approached the first person. How much percent you taking? He said, listen, I'll be honest with you. I'm taking 50%. He asked the other person, the other rabbi, how much percent you taking? He said, listen, I have to be honest, I also taking 50%. He said, if you taking 50% and you taking 50%, what are you going to be? How much money left for the yeshiva? He said, we don't care. Let him go work. So we never know where our money is going. But first of all, the Torah wants us to be a giver, because the Torah wants us to be a vessel to get the light and to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and to be like Him. So that's why we have 7 minutes to finish with this sources about how much power we have by giving tzedakah. What is HaKadosh Baruch Hu making like that there is rich people in the world and poor people in the world? Why? If I need to get my money, why should I need to knock on doors or ask for people when I want to build my yeshiva, my community? Why would we need to ask all the raffles and fundraising and gala? And if Hashem wants to give me, give it to me. Why? Rav Dessler said the following. He said, when you have this zchut, Hashem give you directly, Hashem give you your parnasa, whatever you get. Parnasato shel adam k'tzuva lo, mirosh Hashanah, Rosh Hashanah, that's the Gemara in Rosh Hashanah Tetzayin, the Gemara said. Right? You already, Hashem decide how much to give you this year. If you have this zchut, you get it directly. If not, you have to go through people. You have to sweat. You have to be insulted. You have to ask from people. You have to... It's a shame. It's a shame to ask from people help, right? And support. That's why when HaKadosh Baruch Hu asks us to give, it's not just for a big giver. It's to give us a message. When you're a giver, you're actually a taker. The Midrash brings the following parable, a mashal. Like a little fox, that he was so hungry, he wants to go eat, and he found a field full of grapes on the tree. There was a fence all around that he couldn't get inside. He found a little hole, and he tried to get in, and he couldn't do it. He said, you know what, I'm going to fast for 2 days, and then I'm going to shrink a little bit, and then somehow I shrink to this place, and he started to eat. For 3 days, I was so happy. He eats all the grapes from the trees. When he wants to get out, he got stuck. I can't fit in this hole. So he decided, you know what, I'm going to fast for 3 days. He fasted for 3 days. He shrank again, and then he came out. His friend asked him, are you serious? So stupid. You get inside hungry, and you also get outside as hungry. He said, what do you want me to do? He said, when you been there, you should have throw away outside of the fence the grapes, right? שהיית בפנים, אמר לו רעב נכנסת ורעב יצאת, שהיית בפנים היית זורק אשכולות להחוצה. ויוצא החוצה ואוכל בחוץ. The same thing, when you give 180, you actually deposit in your Bank of America in heaven. This is ויקחו לתרומה. When you give, it's not when you give. Oh, I give, no, you actually take for yourself. That's why we don't get the power of giving. It's like you're building your bank account in Olam Haba. I'm not talking about the zchuyot, how much Torah, how much, when you support תלמידי חכמים, the Gemara says, בוא תדבקון וכי אדם אפשר לדבוק לקדוש ברוך הוא, you can get stick at הקדוש ברוך הוא, and if you support תלמיד חכם, you support the place of Torah, you're supposed to do prayer, all the prayers, what?
Only Torah?
No, whatever you support, any zchuyot, but the Torah, this is the most powerful. Because when you support Talmid Chacham, when he give shiurim, when he give chizuk, when he give, or a place of Torah, of community, or something like that, so many zchuyot are multiplied by hundreds of people every week. This is unbelievable. The Ravadi used to say, Zecher Tzadik Levacha used to say, when a person going after 120 to the heaven, you're going to show him, you build a mikveh, you wrote so many books, you have so many students. He said, what? I'm work. I used to work all my life. I didn't write any book. He said, no, you support this place, support this Talmid Chacham, this rabbi, this organization. He give Torah, he teach, he brings people, he makes other rabbanim, they build shuls, they build communities, so on. He multiplies it's endless, right? So when you give, actually get. And more than that, the Gemara said, tzedakah tatzil mimavet, the Gemara in Shabbat. Daf Kuf Kaf Zayin, the Gemara said the famous story about the Bitor of Rabbi Akiva, the daughter of Rabbi Akiva, that she's supposed to die in the same night when she got married. And a poor guy approached to her and he knocked on the door and he said, listen, I don't have anything to eat. And she gave him her meal. And in the morning, she found a snake above her head. And Rabbi Akiva, her father, asked her, what's the daka that you did? He said, listen, last night I gave it to somebody. So you actually save your life. Lama the Gemara in Baba Tatafit, the Gemara said, Asara dvarim kashim nivre'u, we have 10 things that are hard in this world. Hard metal, the fire melted. The hardest fire, the water turn them off. 10 things. And the death, it's harder than every hardest things in life. And tzedakah can save you from that. When you give tzedakah, I have a friend that he was a rabbi here many years ago, and he told me 2 people came to Shacharit. One of them gave $1 for Vayivarech David. The other was said, I don't want to give. Both of them left, but they got a big accident in a 595. The person who gave, he saved his life. Nothing happened to him. The other person didn't make it. You see, you never know when you give, whether it's a time, whether it's a compliment, whether it's a support, whether it's money, whatever, you're actually saving your life, and you're working on your characters and your midot, and you're also saving yourself from all the bad things and any verdict, chas v'shalom, in the world. That's why also the Chazal said, the Gaon Vilna used to say, that we give venatenu machatzit shekel. Venatenu, we said that we call it from the beginning, for both sides. Venatenu, when you give, you actually give to yourself. Whatever you give, it gets back. That's what we start the shiur with this sentence. Whatever you give, it gets back. Also, machatzit is 2 words. Met, mem is here, and taf is here, and in the middle is chai. Right? Chet is here, and yud is here. What is in the middle? Tzadik, tzedakah. What's the difference between met and chai, death and life? When you give tzedakah. When you give machatzit, this tzedakah can save you. When you give also, you bring in the name of Hashem. Biglal hadavar hazeh yivarcha Hashem Elokecha. Why? How are you making the name of Hashem by giving tzedakah? Chazal explain us. When you give, your palm is 5. Okay, hey. The other person, palm is hey. Right? Your arm is vav. And the matbea is yud. Yud K, vav K. When you give to a person, you connected the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You bring in the blessing to yourself. As much as you be a giver, you become the hose that always, you make the capacity. In the hose all the time, you give, so it's empty, so you bring in more abundance. When you become a taker, so your capacity is have a limit. That's why you don't get. You think that you're losing your money. No, as much as you give, you get in more from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what the Arizal, נסיים במילה אחת, that's what the Arizal said. All the mitzvot and averot, all the averot and the mitzvot that we doing is reading on our face. You can see a person, he's a Baal Avera or Baal Mitzvah. You see the light. There's a famous Zohar in Parashat Yitro, Ba'ata Techezeh, Chokhmat HaPartzuf. But he said, the Averot and Mitzvot can be deleted. It can be erased. Except for the Mitzvah Tzedakah. When you see a person a giver, you see it. You feel it. You feel that he's a giving. You feel that he wants to give you. That's what the Gemara said. The most important things to give, it's the people around you first. To your wife, to your kids. The Gemara in Chulin said, Daf Pei לעולם יאכל אדם פחות ממה שיש לו. If you have $100, eat with the $50. ויתלבש במה שיש לו. But if he needs to get dressed, spend whatever you need for clothes. ויתן לאשתו ובניו יותר ממה שיש לו. For your wife and your kids, give more than you have. Why? לפי שהם תלויים בו והוא תלוי במי שאמר לעולם. Because they depending on you and you depending on הקדוש ברוך הוא. שואל המהרש"א, the Maharsha asks a question, how can I give to my wife something that I don't have? Above what I have? יותר ממה שיש לו? She needs $2,000 and I have only $1,500. How can... אומר המהרש"א, take a loan and give it to your wife. And Hashem will take care of it. אומר לכם, בדוק ומנוסה. I try it many times. When my wife needs something, I said, no, there's no money there. And then I give her whatever I have, you don't get it. When you give her whatever she needs, even if you need to take a loan or to get crazy to get this money, you get it back the same day or on the same week. Or the people around you. And I'm not talking even the סגולה ובמעשרות עשר תעשר בשביל שתתעשר. The Gemara in Ta'anit Daf Tet said, as long as you give 10% of your money, עשר תעשר בשביל שתתעשר, you bring in more עשירות, more wealth. We all looking for sgulot. We all looking for more abundance, more shefa, and more blessing by being a giver and connecting to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Make us more happier and more lights to our life and more health. Be'ezrat Hashem shenizkeh להיות a giver and unconditionally giver. Be'ezrat Hashem, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give us only blessing in our life, in our relationship. Be'ezrat Hashem. Amen. Amen.